Patience Ndidiki joins us. She is the governorship candidate of the People's Redemption Party, PRP, in the just concluded Edo State governorship election. She joins us virtually on the program this morning. You're welcome to the morning brief. I know that you and 13 other candidates shared the 8,000 plus votes left after those described as the major candidates, the APC, PDP, and Labour Party had the lion's share of it. So speak to us, what did you get in particular and what really played out? It looks like the people don't change really in their approach to elections.
Thank you for having me and good morning. You're very correct. Looks like the people actually don't change. I know we base it on the poverty situation of the country, the poverty situation of the state. But what I keep telling people is that when we don't take our stand, when we don't do the right thing for us, the poverty situation is going to get worse. It's not going to get better. It's only going to take our character. It's going to take us to be able to change. Of course, what we heard, people were being given a lot of money, giving some money, 10,000, 15,000, the so-called popular parties, sharing money in the venue. What I noticed at the place I voted in my village, Ekeke, someone was helping, someone to, just showing them what to do. And I walked up to the police you say, you're here, and did you see what is going on? And I think the excuse was that some of them could not, read. Some of them could not, do it by themselves. And I'm wondering, we had time to teach, our members what to do, what the names of our parties and all that. So it's just a lot of craziness. Things are going to get worse if the people don't stand up to their rights, do the right thing. If, for example, even if they were given 50,000, I'm sure 50,000 is not going to last them for the next 4 years. So that's just the critical situation we see our states and our nation. It's so sad. Things can change if the people are willing for it to change for them. Things can actually happen better if we work towards it. And another thing I noticed is that there's a lot of undecided voters. You say over 2 million Edo indigenes and residents registered to vote, but we barely got 600,000 altogether, putting all the votes together. Barely 600,000 individuals came out to vote. It's really sad. So the apathy, we experienced voter apathy in Edo State. People are undecided. People just think their votes not going to count, which is another wrong thing to do. And this issue of having to buy votes, having to rig election, having to think, we have incumbent power, we have federal power and all that. Nigerians, we really need to, begin to think, what are we going to do? Because I see people are helpless. We just feel, because this party is popular, because this party has this position, then we cannot do anything. We just have to fold our hands and believe that just one day a miracle is going to happen. No miracle is going to happen. We have to take our stand. We have to say no to the 10,000, no to the 15,000, no to the whatever it is. How do you wait every 4 years to think that a society is poor? How do you wait every 4 years to think that to remember that a society is hungry? I think that is the height of ignorance. It's a height of ignorance. Because whatever they give to you will not last you the next 4 years.
Right.
That is, buying your destiny, buying your conscience. And again, one of the political actors told them several years ago that they are like the word fowl. When he puts corn on the floor, they begin to go after the corn. And I think that's more than enough for we to understand that these people are playing on our intelligence, playing on our integrity. They're just there to, impoverish the people and continue to impoverish the people. So it's such a sad situation, but I still believe that good things can still come out of our different states.
Right.
Great things can come out of our states and out of Nigeria.
Well,
we need to start working
obviously,
with people of integrity.
I see your grouse is also with the people, and this is something we see time and again. The people, the people, the people. But for you, and which is part of the question I asked earlier, how many votes did you get such that you can beat your chest and say, I did not have to induce anybody to vote for me? How much was your share in that 8,000+ that was left for others? And can you beat your chest and really say, well, these votes, I got them without having to induce or anything?
Oh, absolutely. With the vote I saw, I got like 600 and something votes, which I know some abracadabra, if I would say, was done. It's really sad. I know, definitely I got more than that vote, but what I see on paper says over 600, about 600 and something votes, and I didn't induce anybody. My party knows me. Those that are close to me know me. I in my own little way, I help people. I help people without them doing nothing for me. There are so many Nigerians back home that I've been able to empower and help, and I don't even know so many of them. I've not met so many of them, so I don't have to give anybody 10,000 or 1,000 or whatever it takes to be able to get any votes. Yes, I got 600 votes and some fraction, and I know yes, I could have gotten more than that, but for the system. So I did not give anybody nothing to vote for me. I don't have to do that.
So let's speak to the outcome then of this election. While we have to deal with the issues really that are pervasive, it's just the same thing. We've come 24, 25 years in this republic, and it looks like the same thing that we saw in 1999 keeps happening. Let's talk about the outcome of this election. The APC getting 291,000 plus votes, the PDP 247,000 votes. The APC declared a winner. For you, do you think this reflects the will, the desire of the people of Edo State, seeing the outcome, the build-up first, and then the eventual outcome? For you, does it reflect the will of the people?
It does not reflect the will of the people. It does not in any form, way, or shape reflect the will of the people.
Who do you think the will of the people is?
Well, the will of the people that I spoke to, the villages that I went to, these communities that I went to, people want something different. People want something different. But again, the people are gullible. The people are I don't know what to say, because well, if you take 10,000 and now change your vote, if you wanted to vote for PRP and you get to a poll and someone give you 10,000 and you decide 10,000 it's what it is for you, then it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling because well, with the question, if then it now becomes their will to suffer. It now becomes their will to continue in impoverishment. It becomes their will to continue in the degradation that we are talking about. But the people that we actually spoke with, going around the states, want something different. But for the kind of election that we've consistently experienced in Nigeria, which I believe can be a turnaround. They can be different. But for the impoverishment, again, I don't want to base it that because people are hungry, people are poor, you can take 15,000 or 20,000 or 10,000 to change, for your conscience to be changed, because 20,000 is not going to last you the next 4 years. But the people can do better for themselves.
So let's speak to. For me, right, pardon me. Let's speak to the reactions across board now, and I think you have been unequivocal. You have been clear about your perception and, of course, your reading of what played out. But what we saw was the APC calling this a miracle. In fact, right after the declaration of the result, there you see the governor-elect now, Senator Gullible, that's the Senate President, Senator Adams Oshiomhole. You can see the way he's jumping, singing that song, Miracle Worker. Really, so they see this as a miracle. Perhaps you could just take a listen to the atmosphere. Well, they are attributing this to providence, saying it is a miracle, really. And when you say maybe the people wanted something different, they might align with you and say, yes, something different from the PDP, which is why they voted. But when you see that celebration, a lot of people say politicians celebrate for different reasons. Some celebrate because, well, they have sustainability at least. They continue for 4 years. Some say, well, it's for bragging rights and all of that. What do you see looking at that video and the people there, the celebration, and attributing it to God?
Yeah, I think we use the name of the Lord in vain. Many a times in our society, it is very, very sad. It becomes a miracle when there's a level playing field. It becomes a miracle. It becomes a blessing. It becomes what God wants it to be when there's a level playing field. When you don't go to the field to give people 10,000 to vote for you. When you don't go to the field to give people 20,000, induce them in some kind of way to vote for you, then it becomes a blessing, it becomes a miracle. But what we see, even the party themselves know, whether APC, PDP, everyone who gave money for that knows that this is not a miracle. It's just man-induced situation. So there's nothing. It's not a miracle. And I would just plead with the Nigerian people and every one of us. We should stop using the name of the Lord in vain. It is what it is. It's not a miracle. It's a man-made situation, and it's so sad that we continually using the name of the Lord in vain after we know what we did. There's nothing miraculous about it.
So let's talk about the conduct of INEC now. That's the elephant in the room. INEC in terms of deployment, arrival of officials and materials, the collation of the result itself, right? The observer groups had reported that they had recorded intimidations at the local government ward levels. So the collation of the result is also another thing. And the eventual announcement. Now, people are saying INEC has 7 days to review of that election. But if you were to rate INEC's performance across, those areas and even more from your own experience, how would you describe INEC's conduct?
In the area where I voted, that's Ekeke in my village, Gov'ship local government, I think they did, for the counting, of course, I said to see anybody count, but from interaction...
I'm sorry, madam, pardon me, we lost your reaction in the early part, particularly where you were making that statement about what you think they did. So please, if you could just recap.
Okay. Yeah, so from the area where I voted in Ekeke in the Gullible local government, my village, I didn't see any abnormalities. I think things went well. It was a very small polling unit. But from interaction from others, I think it's different in other places. Well, even in the area I voted, I think the INEC person also saw the older guy that was helping a young girl. You're over 18 years old, so to be able to vote, so you should be able to read A, B, C, D. I don't know. So I think they allowed that to just be one of those things. The excuse was that they're just helping them. They could not identify the party because that's what they're supposed to have taught them before they came there. But having to count, I know that some magical things happened in Ekeke, in the whole, my own family is more than 10. My sister came from Abuja with friends to vote. My younger sister came from Germany. Of course, she could not vote, but, talk to friends and all that. And I have people, in the area, that's where I'm from. And I got only 10 votes in my own local government. So you can imagine what happened, Do I have some strong family in APC and PDP that have been telling me, oh, just be a part of us and all that. But we know, some kind of things happened in that area, and they know also. But from news and phone calls in other areas, there were marginalization. INEC, was not putting their eyes down, actually, talking to the people or stopping some kind of abnormalities that happened in those areas. And, I just believe that INEC should begin to stand up to the test of time. INEC should, when people begin to bring about all these worries, INEC should understand that whatever they do, they do it for the nation, they do it for the people. They might not, some of them might not be affected when it comes to maybe financial situation and all that, but then they are making the country poorer, they are making the states poorer, they are just bringing bad names, to the society. That is what it is, and it's a very big shame that positions that are entrusted to the hands of our people, we just mismanage because of looking at faces, trying to stay in power, trying to have a good name, when it comes to the other, and we don't care about how a beautiful state, a beautiful nation is going down the drain because of our character, because of what we do. So INEC should stand up to time, and this few days that is given to them, they should actually review and do the right thing for the sake of our state, for the sake of our nation, so we can actually begin to move forward.
I don't know what you think that review will bring out, and I think I'd asked earlier on that who do you think the will of the people is? Would that be you or another major candidate? And that takes me to this question on the side. Now that they've extended the hand of fellowship to you, would you ever join the APC, PDP, or Labour Party, or it would always be PRP for you?
Well, they've always done that, so it didn't start today extending that fellowship to me. They've done that. They've always done that. I don't believe in running from one place to the other. For me to leave PRP, there must be something very tangible, something, something really, that something will really happen that will make me to feel, okay, enough is enough. I believe we can build PRP. I believe we can move things forward. I believe we can grow. I believe we can work on leaders that will make the party vibrant, make the party what it needs to be. So and not just being vibrant, but actually going to the field and doing what they need to do.
All right, so if the Monday Pueblo government offers you an opportunity to serve the people of Edo State in this government, would you stay in PRP and say, no, let me build PRP, or you would offer your services for the people of Edo State and join the APC?
Well, if it is to serve the people of Edo State, I don't think you would tell me to leave my party to serve the people of Edo State, because the party is not going to serve the people of Edo State. It's me that's going to give my expertise, my knowledge, my wherewithal to serve the people of Edo State. So if it means leaving PRP to be in APC because I want to serve the people of Edo State, I've always served the people of Edo State, and I know more resources can also come to my hand to continue to serve my people. So if it's having to leave PRP to join APC so I can serve the people of Edo State, then it's just that means they don't know what they are doing and they don't understand what service is all about. I'm not going to leave PRP to join APC just to serve the people of Edo State. If my service is needed, then I'll be given the opportunity to stay where I am and serve the people of Edo State. And again, if my service is needed, it will be a service that I'll be given the right hand to be able to do what is needed in the space where I'm asked to serve. So because what I see mostly in Nigeria is that people give you the opportunity and they want you to do it the way they want to do it. I am not that kind of person. Nobody pushes me. So yes, I will serve my people, but I will not leave PRP to join APC just to serve Edo State. I can serve Edo State. I can join any government and serve Edo State in my capacity. Yeah.
So if and when that happens, you'll then be a part of the people who you have blamed or who you have accused of, buying votes and engaging in election malpractices. Will that sit well with you? And if that were to happen, if you're in the party, would you speak up and say, I'll never be a part of this?
The question you posed is serving the people. And what I'm against...
But that would mean you will join the party, the same party that you're saying they're buying votes and all of that. Yeah, that would mean joining the APC.
No, that would not mean joining the APC. If I am leaving my party to become an APC member, that's a different thing. I am not leaving my party to join APC. And for one to even be given opportunity to serve, like I said, I've been serving my people without being a part of any party, without being a part of any government.
Right.
So, and that is what I'm going to continue. I have friends in APC, I have friends in PDP and all that. And if I wanted to join any of those parties, I would have done that before now.
All right.
So if it is to serve my people, I've always done that. I reached out to the outgoing party, PDP, when I was chairman of Nigerians in Diaspora Organization, NIDO, USA, in regards to human trafficking. I wasn't a part of the party.
Right.
But there are just some influence or some benefit you're bringing to a state or to a community. You need, the collaboration of the government in power. And we all know human trafficking is a very sensitive stuff. Absolutely. And all that. So we reached out to him. Of course, we also met when my organization, NIDO and Abike Dabiri, hosted Buhari in New York.
Okay, so I'd like to know.
So I will always serve my people, but I don't have to change parties. And okay. I don't have to work with any government if that's the case, but I will continue to serve my people.
Right. So I'd like to know, again, this bit of election, the agents that were put out. So the NCSSR, that's the civil society situation room for this election, they gave a breakdown of just how much agents parties had on the field. And you saw the APC led with 41%, Labour Party 13%, PDP 25%, PRP 5%. And people have always asked, why will the party that wants to govern a state not have as much agents on the ground to at least monitor the situation and ensure that things are done the right way? So they have canvassed that maybe we shouldn't have smaller parties in that sense anymore. So we can just find a merger to ensure that you bring together all of those parties to form a formidable, party that is able to compete. Because what you find is a lot of times some of the smaller parties in that sense are co-opted by, quote, bigger parties. They act as their proxies and the rest. So seeing the showing in this one, you're outing, do you subscribe to that in order to have some more clout, some more power coming together so you can really fight for the people as you say you want to?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and that's really mind-boggling for me. In situations where you do a lot of work, put a lot of resources, leave your family, your work, your business in another clime, and come to your place of origin to say you want to serve, and you're just faced with a lot of people who are not ready for service, a lot of leaders in a political party that don't really care. What I see about smaller parties, which PRP is not supposed to be, if the work we are meant to do, we are actually doing it. What I see about smaller parties is that they feel helpless. They feel because there's no money, nothing is going to happen, or they're not just going to be where they need to be. But when we say we are stakeholders, it means whether resources and everything, we also have to be stakeholders. Not stakeholders as leadership in the party or executives in the party. But when it also comes to doing your job, like I've said several times, even before this year, when you go to the market, go to your churches, you don't need money in your mouth to be able to converse to people that, oh, this is PRP, we wanted to join us, this and this and this is what we have, and all that. So yes, the 5% from my party is really mind-boggling. For me, I believe in sustainability. I believe in bringing people, working with people, talking to them over time, not waiting till election, then you begin to run around and all that. I don't live in Nigeria. So, and so many people who voted, so many actually voted because, I went to school in Benin City. I was born in Benin City. I already know some people there. So maybe I would say that's even why we have a lot of votes, which is not supposed to be, because one person is not a party, it's a collective effort. So yes, I would say yes, we didn't do much of the work we needed to do to be able to garner the kind of situation that we'll have. So we'll be able to put agents in different places. And I also heard that the national had called the state to talk about some agent thing, meaning the INEC reached out to my national talking about our agent. There are just some pictures that was not placed well. There was some name that was not, but I don't know whether the leadership in the PRP leadership in the state actually, answer those questions so that things can be. So that's where we had problems of the agents. We have, yes, we didn't have up to 4,000 agents, but we have some good numbers that would have been able to help to take us where we need to be. And joining forces with parties. We tried it with especially the other smaller parties, but it looks like, so many of us were not telling ourselves the truth. And like I told them, I really don't have time to waste with anybody. I don't have time to waste in meetings. If we'll come and we want to form alliance, we want to merge, just because, for the people to know that we are serious, that is fine with me. But if it's, the cook and book stories, I'm out of here and all that. So, right. Yes, we can do better. And forming forces, we need to form forces with people of integrity, people who are there not for political reasons, but for service. Because leadership for me is all about responsibility and seeing challenges and preferring solutions. So yes, I believe that the parties, the little parties, the small parties can do better, and my party also in question.
I wonder if you will be staying back after this, or you're jetting off back, maybe to work from there, or maybe still stay. But I'd like to touch on another issue. Yes, you're the candidate of PRP, but you're also a politician in Edo State, and you see all of the intrigues, all of the factors that came together towards the outcome of this election. Now, for the ruling party in the state right now, the PDP, and its governor and governorship candidate, a lot of people have pointed to different factors that came to play in the eventual outcome of this election. So they say, for example, the governor, Governor Obaseki, already had a lot of enemies. Talk about former Governor Adams Oshomole, the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike. They even said that he had some running issues with the traditional institution in the state, as well as, a lot of other issues. So do you think these are material enough to impact on the outcome? Because what a lot of people have said is these people then came together to basically find a way to ensure that his candidate, or at least a candidate he was supporting, didn't get the victory. So do you think this was material enough, the intricacies of, these factors?
Well, with the question or what you were trying to know earlier, yes, I'm not jetting off just that soon.
Right.
But that doesn't mean I'm just going to stay. I have work, I have business to take care of. And but with this, I know I'm going to be more coming often back home. And, because I have things I'm doing here with people and all that. So we're going to, build on that and continue to move forward. Because for me, I think the job just started. Our job just started. The job of redeeming and transforming Edo and Nigeria just started. So I'm going to be around for a while. Then for your other question, I think both parties are the same, going headlock with one another. There's no difference between APC and PDP. They are one body, they are one soul. The one that really concerns me, it's the traditional leadership. One thing I've always told people, and what I think anyone who comes in political leadership should know about, the space of the Oba is forever. Oba is there till God calls him home. But in the political sense, a governor is there for 4 years. And another 4 years if given the opportunity to serve for the complete 2 terms of 8 years. So I don't know why anybody will want to fight the traditional leadership or come into governorship to fight anybody. It will be about the people, and because of the way the people govern in Nigeria. You create enemies, you make friends, you create enemies, and all that. I don't think it is.
Well, looks like technology is not quite a friend as well on that one. But I think it's been quite interesting having this conversation with you. While we wait to hear, okay, you're back. You can land on that thought as we wind down. Technology just did its thing momentarily there. Just go on.
Yes, so I don't think there was any need for Governor Obaseki to make enemies with the Oba. I think that was a dangerous thing for him to have done. But whether that's made his candidate not to be the winner or whatever, with the people that I talked to, with the villages we went to, with the communities, they were not interested in a PDP, APC, if not for the push that these very parties gave it to make sure they come to the limelight. So for the leadership that has been announced the winner, why INEC also review and make sure maybe maybe something new is going to happen. I believe anyone who comes to that space should want to work with everybody, form a model government that will work with the traditional leaders, work with all leaders, NGOs and all that,
right?
And not pick and choose friends. Most importantly, not just working with the traditional leaders, the religious leaders or NGOs, work with the people, have an open door policy, have a robust government that will talk of speak for efficiency and transparency. And I hope that's what they're going to do. I hope that's what they're going to do, because that will help them, for the people to say, okay, yes, something different is happening, but not just the usual way around. Because I believe
the Oba has said that
they want to.
Right, the Oba said that he didn't have anything and doesn't have anything against the governor anyway. It was speaking to Senator Adams Oshiomhole in that video, saying, well, never had anything against him. But we'll have to anchor at this point. I've always heard that patience is key, but never did I know it will come together to form such a beautiful name. But we have to thank you so much. Patience Ndidi, who is a governorship candidate at Edo State election 2024. Maybe we'll see you yet again. Well, for now, we have to see how this plays out. Thank you for your time once again. We wish you the very best.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time, sir.
Well, there you have it. We'll take a moment, though. When we return, we'll take you to Dubai and the plight of Nigerians there, from deportations to arrest. And, of course, what has been described as that unfair requirements for visa and stay. All of these issues come together to form a litmus test for the diplomatic relations between Nigeria, UAE, and particularly the government's performance. That's the moment. Stay with us.